So let me see.
So can everyone see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, good. Please.
Very good. Okay, so let's see. My name is Mattias Karlsson. I am a license specialist located in Atea, Sweden, up in the north. And today I'm here with my colleague, Gunilla Pettersson. You can just give a quick introduction to yourself, Gunilla, if
Yes,
you'd be so kind.
Pettersson, and I'm also a software sales specialist, but my main focus is Oracle, and have been so for the last 4 years.
Very good. We will talk to you about the Atea as awarded for Oracle Cloud Services with the Oracle framework. And as you are aware, the time slots for the supplier presentations are short, so we will do our best to be as concise and informative as possible. So let's move on to the next slide. We have a quite open agenda actually for what we would like to talk to you about today. Just Atea in brief with a few words will be from myself, and then Gunilla will take over and explain a little bit deeper with Atea as a cloud supplier and also what the values of Oracle within this framework. And then we will wrap up with a next step, possible actions to take after this, and of course there will be some hopefully some room over for questions for you. So the next slide will give you a brief picture of Atea. I don't think we are any strangers maybe on the Norwegian market. We are the #1 market leader in IT infrastructure in the Nordic and the Baltic regions. We are located, as I mentioned, in Norway, Nordic and the Baltics, over 7,000 employees. This slide is actually pre-COVID, so due to some permutations and stuff, we are not 7,500 any longer, but hopefully we will be there and even more. We are located in 89 cities over Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Finland, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia, and we are listed on the Oslo Stock Exchange. Next slide, please. Yeah, we built the future with IT. That's logo that we have been used for a while, and as a ET reseller and system integrator and service provider, we have 3 legs in our business, 3 areas actually. It's hardware, software, and services. About 53% of hardware, 29% of software, and 18% of services. All supplemented by IT specialists with key competencies during a broad area. So I would actually be stopping there, telling you about Atea for now, and leave over to Gunilla that will take you through the Oracle part.
Yes, I would like to start a little bit with Atea's cloud track journey. Atea has made a major focus on making sure that we are ready to help our customer with their journey to the cloud. We believe to be able to help our customer, we need to understand and be a part of their journey from start to end. We have to start to advise them and help them build the cloud, but also make them sure that they know how to run when they are up in the cloud. We see all around the world a shift of how we consume IT today. The trend is going more and more towards that you want to have several vendors in the cloud. As you can see, this is an article from 2016 from Gartner. That might seems like a long time ago, but there was a new published in October 2020 for the Nordic market from Radar, which is a Swedish institute, and they keep saying this. We are on track. This is actually a picture we have today in Sweden and in Nordics. Customers, they are not just moving to the cloud, they are moving to several clouds. And we also see this when it comes to the companies around us. Microsoft and Oracle, our partnership today when it comes to Azure and Oracle Cloud. We see, we saw VMware and Oracle in a partnership to be able to deliver the multi-cloud to customers. There are some key drivers for a customer to go to the cloud. And there would be several reasons. And lots of those reasons will be the same no matter which vendor you want to focus on. We are now talking Oracle, but there will still be the same things, I would say. It's moving from CapEx to OpEx. You want to pay as you go model. You want cost transparencies, and you want your decision to be data-driven. Another important thing is faster to market, instant provisioning. You want to have high performance, scalability, reliability, and security, of course. When it comes to innovation and maybe a higher education, that's very important business driver for you. It's that you want to have data analysis, machine learning, and what we call AI in Swedish, artificial intelligence. And all those areas are really big strengths from the Oracle offer today. Atea wants to help our customer moving to the cloud. And as I was saying, that will not only be Oracle. So we have created a process, what we call Atea Cloud Track. The model is based on processes which we see on several of our vendors. It's called CAF, Cloud Adoption Framework. And Oracle is using the same frameworks as several other vendors. I will not go through this entire process, but the 4 dots on the top is the way to the cloud. How do we actually manage to get up on the cloud? And the 4 on the bottom, what happens when we have moved to the cloud? And some of them are the same. There's going to be things coming back like security. There will be new regulations. And Atea wants to take our customer in their hand and help them for this entire journey. Oracle Cloud Components. For me, I've been working with Oracle for 4 years. Oracle is a huge company. It's hard to say, but they are everywhere and they have products for everything. I think they have around 30,000 products. And it's clear, and it's been for the last 4 years from Oracle, everything is cloud first. Everything they develop will first be available in the cloud. The second thing is that their mission when they started to build for the cloud is that they're going to be the most secure cloud offer on the market. So security will be their core. They share their offer in 3 parts. It's a compute, it's a networking, and storage. Compute is that you can actually, as a customer, get dedicated bare metal servers with rack, for example, which is typical Oracle technology, how to share and how to actually get the highest performance out of what you store. You also have support for containers and virtual machines. The second part is the networking, which is very critical for Oracle. They want to make sure you are secure. They can work with VPN. You have fast connections. You have load balancing. And they are actually opening a data center in Sweden this spring, which will take them to the Nordic market, I would believe. There are 2 things I want to address a little bit more when we're talking towards our higher education sector. And I believe that it would be fair to say that HPC is a little bit of a buzzword, high performance computing. At least here in Sweden, I know we have an ongoing discussion with 2 of our universities about this. We see that several universities have courses in what they call CFD. So this is something I would like to tell a bit more about, not in this forum, but that's something I believe would be of interest for several of our customers. Another thing is the long-term archiving. Archiving is essential for Oracle. And they do have support and certificate for a lot of a lot of regulations around regulations when it comes to archiving. And this is also a discussion we have had here in Sweden, especially with medical institutions when it comes to resource data and how to archive them. So that's another thing I want to address. I'm not going to work through all these, but there are a site, especially a site for higher education on Oracle, where you can read a lot of how higher education are using Oracle Cloud. I believe there are some really interesting customer references. My last slide was what's the next step, and Matthias talked a bit about Atea, and I would like to say that this is a Nordic initiative from Atea, but it has a local touch. We do have account managers in Norway, which will address our higher educations in Norway. But the primary contact for the OCRA agreements will be me in Sweden, and I will be helping my account managers in Norway. We will also have help from the Oracle OCRA team, which is based in Benelux, but they have local account managers that will be able to help us and work together with US customers to have webinars, seminars, and be going into detail with specific parts of the offer. When it comes to the price will be given upon request, but there's two models for price. It's an annual commit, where you actually, as the customer, decide this is the amount of credits I will be using for this year, and you pay that. And if you do more, there's going to be an additional invoice. But you can also use the pay-as-you-go model, which means you can start using Oracle Cloud, and then you get monthly invoices from Atea. We will for sure make sure you get your invoices in Nordic crowns, if that's what you wish for. I would say that's all I had, Matthias. Do you want to add?
No, I'm good. Thank you, Gunilla. Well, should we just touch point why on earth are two Swedish persons speaking to the Norwegian market? You mentioned your primary contact located in Sweden, but that's also connected to partner status and Nordic agreement. Just to be clarified. Gunilla, could you please mention something about that Nordic? Sorry,
I didn't realize it was.
No, sorry.
Yeah.
I was.
No. Yeah, that's true. Atea has a Nordic agreement with Oracle, and that's the way it's set up. So all 4 Nordic countries from Atea has one agreement with Oracle, and it's signed as for all countries. And I would be the one having the contact towards Oracle mostly.
But as you mentioned, local currency, so you will be Norwegian. In Norway, you will be invoiced in norske kroner.
Yes. So yeah, that's true.
Okay.